Welcome, class. Thank you for tuning in to YouTube to watch this video. We're in the next session, the 10th session, all too soon. We are getting close to the end. This is about managing the business. And I want to talk to you about managing your business. Now, all the things that we've learned prior to now is about what entrepreneurship is, how to generate an idea, how to register a business, how to enter the market. These are issues that are related to startups and all of that. But in this session, we are trying to tell you that, look, starting a business is different from managing a business. So the skills that you need in managing a business are quite different from the skills that you need in starting a business. So in this session, we are going to focus on a few things in terms of managing a business. And then we're also going to look at the tripod of entrepreneurial success. So, what are some of the skills that you need in managing the business? The mistake that a lot of students continue to make is that they exchange these managerial skills to the traits of entrepreneurs that we discuss in session 3. So where we discuss entrepreneurial models, we said that each entrepreneur needs to have certain traits, certain attributes, okay, the psychological characteristics. Those are totally different from what we are referring to as managerial skills. And you need to note that. Now, when it comes to managerial skills, we are referring to things like being analytical. So, one of the managerial skills is an analytical skills. As an entrepreneur, you should be able to look at your company when you're running a business and see, look, we made sales of X amount of money last month, and we made sales of 2X this month. But next month, how much are we likely to make? Or we made sales of X last month, we made X minus 2 this month. Why is it so? An entrepreneur should be able to look at the data and understand everything in the company to be able to make sense or try to make sense of what the data is telling him with regards to his company. So managerial skills are absolutely important. Another skill that is particularly needful is technical skills. Every entrepreneur needs to have certain kind of technical skills in the business that he does. Technical skills refer to the core competencies that you need to know about the business that you are running. If you are running a bakery business, you need to know how to bake. Worst case scenario, you need to have a partner that knows how to bake. But you need to have certain ideas about it. If your business is about computer programming, you need to know how to code. You need to know how to go to the computer and code. If you can't code, there's no way you're going to be able to run that business. If your business is about farming, you need to have certain basics about the kind of crop that you are going to farm or the kind of animal that you are going to rear. So these technical skills are core skills or knowledge that we have in the particular trade. You can actually call it trade knowledge. So these are the knowledge that you need to know in the particular trade. You need to have in the particular trade that in which you're operating. So understanding the business is important, and having these technical skills are also absolutely important. Of course, the entrepreneur needs to understand how to be able to market the product. In fact, a story is told about two people who were dispatched to a farm, to a land, to go and survey the land. Their company is said to have been selling shoes. Now, the first person goes to the field and says that there's nobody wearing shoes. This is a very difficult market for us to sell. The second person goes to the same market and says that, look, nobody's wearing shoes. This is a virgin market for us. You need to have marketing skills. You need to be able to position your product in a certain way. Now, I ask myself, most of us are using WhatsApp today. Nobody's using Telegram. How many people are using Telegram? And yet Telegram was a company that was doing much more better than WhatsApp in terms of their core product. Many of you might not even have heard of Telegram. But you need astute marketing skills in order to survive as an entrepreneur. And every entrepreneur will need financial skills. You need to understand your numbers. You might not be a finance manager, but you need to understand the basics. If you buy this, what is your cost element? What is your profit element? When do you break even? These are basic things that you need to understand as a business. So in this particular session, we would entreat you to read the slides. We would entreat you to actually look at the videos that have been inserted here. And the links that have been inserted here to give you a clearer idea about these managerial skills, because you know what, you need them to be successful as an entrepreneur. The last skill I'll talk about is negotiation skills. Every entrepreneur needs to understand how to negotiate. And you need to negotiate in a win-win situation. At the end of the negotiation, the other party must not feel that he has been cheated, and you must also not feel that you have been cheated. So you need to negotiate in a way that will make both of you happy, so that there can be recurring business. You can build a relationship, not just doing a transactional or a one-off business. Another thing that we are looking at is entrepreneurship failures. Why do entrepreneurs fail? And to address this, we've actually put in quite a number of videos for you to understand this concept. So I'll not speak too much about that, but I'll go to the next core issue, which is the tripod of entrepreneurial success. This is at the heart of the entrepreneurship course. Now, what does a tripod do? Or what is a tripod? A tripod basically is an object that stands on three legs. Tripod. So in the tripod of entrepreneurial success says that, look, entrepreneurship stands on three legs. And anything that stands on three legs, when you remove one leg, it will fall down. There will not be a balance. Now, when you look at the tripod of entrepreneurial success, in the middle is entrepreneurial success. But we are saying that for us to achieve that entrepreneurial success, there are three things that are absolutely important for us to make sure that we are able to achieve entrepreneurial success. The first is the entrepreneur, the personality of the entrepreneur. What are his skills? What are his abilities? What are his characteristics? And all of these things are things that we discuss in session 1, session 2, and session 3. We basically looked at the entrepreneurial personality. Right, that he should be determined, that he should be innovative, that he should be creative, that he should be a risk taker. These are the things that you need as an entrepreneur. The second thing that we spoke about is session 4, session 5, and session 6. We're looking at the business opportunity. And here, as an entrepreneur, you need to identify business opportunity. And that opportunity should be viable over time. And so, in discussing the business opportunity, we discussed the business model canvas. We looked at Schumpeter's idea about business opportunity, and we actually went through how to actually go through a business plan. So after having discovered the business opportunity, you need to go through how to draw a business plan and all of that. So this is the second leg of the lecture, and so far the lectures that you've been having on these video sessions have been on the first and the second session. The third session is what the next session of slides are about. It's about the organizing environment. And for you to be a successful entrepreneur, you need to have an organizing environment that is enabling, an organizing environment that is friendly. And the real tax about the organizing environment is that the entrepreneur cannot do much about the organizing environment. In our country, a few years ago, we're complaining, doomsaw. We still complain about doomsaw. You don't have electricity. It's not your fault. You can't do much about it. It's the role of the government to provide an enabling environment. However, the entrepreneur must be proactive rather than being reactive. You don't keep on blaming the government that, look, the enabling environment is not good, the enabling environment is not good. You must be proactive and have internal locus of control, like we discussed in session 3, which means that in the midst of the doomsaw, some companies were doing well and some were not doing well. Those who were doing well took their destiny into their own hands, and they found innovative ways of going about the power supply in order to be able to have enough electricity to be able to produce in the midst of the blackout, which we popularly call doomsaw in Ghana. So, the enabling environment is absolutely important. The organizing environment is absolutely important, but it does not mean that all is lost. Entrepreneurs must be able to understand this. And I ask one simple question. These three issues, or these three components of entrepreneurial success, which one is the most important? Some will argue that it's entrepreneur. Some will argue that, look, it's not about entrepreneur, it's about identifying an opportunity. And if the opportunity is useless, then it means you don't have much. And some will say that, look, in certain countries, there's no way you can be successful as an entrepreneur. So the organizing environment is absolutely important. All these three key elements are important. The entrepreneur must adapt himself to the environment and do as much as he can in his power to make sure that his business is successful. We'll look at the organizing environment in the next session and we'll discuss it in much more detail. So please get glued to session 11 where the organizing environment is discussed in more detail. Thank you. Wait, let me, oh, I wanted to do it again.
The last.
Yes, the last session. Can I do it again? So, the organizing environment is absolutely important. I look forward to seeing you in the next session, which is session 11, and all we talk about is the organizing environment. See you, and thank you for your time.